This video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Please consult a tax professional before making any tax moves. In this video, I'm going to discuss how to get money out of pre-tax retirement accounts early, before age 59 and a half, and without penalty by doing Roth IRA conversions. And if you're a very careful planner, you could even use a Roth IRA conversion to completely avoid paying federal income tax on your retirement funds. To do a Roth conversion requires three things: funds in a pre-tax retirement account, a Roth IRA, and some planning ahead. Let's start with your standard American retirement account. You probably have one. I'm talking about a 401k or an IRA, and each of these come in two types: either traditional, where you make pre-tax contributions, or Roth, where you make after-tax contributions. For example, you can have a traditional 401k as an employee, where you get a tax deduction on the money you contribute directly from your paycheck, and you don't pay tax on the money until it's withdrawn. Or if your employer's plan allows it, you might have access to a Roth 401k, which allows you to pay the tax up front on the contributions and then never pay tax on it again. The same concept applies to IRAs, which are individual retirement accounts that are set up and controlled by you as an individual. These can be traditional IRA, where you make pre-tax contributions, or Roth IRA, where you make after-tax contributions, or some combination of both. If you access funds in any of these retirement accounts before age 59 and a half, you must pay a 10% penalty on top of whatever income tax you might owe. Now, if you have the Roth version of either of these retirement accounts, you've already paid the tax on that money, and you can usually access your contributions before retirement age. But you won't be able to access any of the growth in the account before age 59 and a half. That's right, one great feature of Roth IRAs and some Roth 401k plans is that the contributions, but not the gains, can be withdrawn at any time without tax or penalty. If you do, you'll pay taxes on that withdrawal plus a 10% penalty. But if you can wait until you're 59 and a half to withdraw the gains, you'll enjoy them tax-free. Now, Roth accounts are popular because many people like the idea of never paying taxes on their money again. They would rather go ahead and pay the tax on the income now because they think that income taxes might be higher in the future, or they think they'll be in a higher tax bracket by the time they reach retirement age, and therefore they would rather pay the taxes at their current tax rate than pay more taxes when the money is withdrawn in the future. And depending on their specific situation and what happens with future tax laws, they might be correct to prioritize Roth retirement accounts over traditional retirement accounts. There are valid reasons to love and prioritize Roth accounts, but for early retirees, traditional 401ks and IRAs are also very useful because you get the immediate benefit of paying less income tax now during your high earning years. And with some planning ahead, there are ways to access the money in the accounts before age 59 and a half and without penalty. My favorite way is called a Roth Conversion. A Roth Conversion is the process of converting money that's in a pre-tax traditional IRA account into a Roth IRA. You start with money in a 401k or traditional IRA. If it's in a 401k, you would first need to roll it over into a traditional IRA. This way the funds are fully under your control and you can do the Roth conversions from there. It's very important to understand that when you do a Roth conversion, unfortunately, you do have to pay income tax on the converted money. You'll pay tax on the converted amount at whatever your income tax rate is. But as soon as you do a conversion into a Roth IRA, something magical happens. A 5-year countdown starts. And after 5 years, the money you converted becomes available to withdraw from the Roth IRA penalty-free, even if you're not yet 59 and a half years old. And each conversion you do has its own 5-year waiting period. In other words, each time you convert funds to a Roth IRA, a new 5-year clock starts for those funds. This is sometimes called a seasoning period. Those funds must season in the Roth like you might season food before cooking it. But the cool thing is that there's not a limit on how much you can convert to your Roth IRA. Yes, you'll be taxed when you convert the money from pre-tax to Roth, but otherwise the only limitation is how much you have in your pre-tax account that you're converting from. So after 5 years, each conversion to a Roth is treated like a contribution to a Roth. And at that point, you can take out the funds you converted without penalty and without additional taxation. And you can do it before the age of 59 and a half. So that's how you can access traditional retirement account funds early, but you might wonder what the benefit is if you have to pay tax on the converted funds. Well, the idea is that you plan the conversions in advance, at least 5 years in advance, and you space them out over time. This is called laddering. You can ladder the Roth IRA conversions as needed so that you have access to the funds once you're in early retirement. Once you're in early retirement, you're probably in a situation where you now have control over your income. You can keep it low and you can control where it comes from. If your income is low enough, and some of it is from long-term capital gains, you could withdraw your funds converted to a Roth IRA at a low tax rate or even tax-free. This is thanks to the long-term capital gains rate and the generous standard deduction that the government allows. Let's look at an example. I'd like you to meet a fictitious married couple in their mid-30s who I've named the Doers. Mr. Doer has a bunch of money socked away in his 401k at work, some money in a Roth IRA, and he and Mrs. Doer have a nice chunk of change invested in a taxable account. With more than $1 million invested already, they'd like to retire early, but how can they get at that sweet 401k money before 59 and a half? Let's say they need $50,000 a year in income in early retirement. Most of their funds are locked up in a pre-tax 401k. They haven't paid tax on that 401k money, and if they withdraw it now, they'll take the tax hit plus the 10% penalty. Even if they convert the funds to Roth IRA, they'd be taxed at their marginal rate of 22%. But wait, what about when they retire early? Once they retire early, their earned income will stop. At that point, they'll be able to convert that money at a lower tax rate. So around the age of 40, they retire early, their income drops to zero, and they convert the money yearly in chunks, $25,000 per year. Since they have enough in their taxable account to live on for at least 5 years, they live on that money in their taxable account while the Roth conversions are converted and seasoned over a period of 5 years each. And after 5 years, they can access their first conversion penalty-free, the next conversion at 6 years, and so on. And since their income is low in early retirement, and there's a $27,700 standard deduction for those married filing jointly, and maybe it'll be $30,000 or more by then, they'll enjoy those Roth conversions tax-free. Hot diggity dog, they've done it. They've accessed their retirement funds early, without penalty, and tax-free. The rest of the money they need to live on in early retirement can continue to be drawn from their taxable account, which hopefully is continuing to compound, even while they draw it down to live on. And those withdrawals are long-term capital gains, which are also tax-free up to a total taxable income of $89,250 in 2023. Again, that limit may be raised in the future. Now, depending on your situation, how much you need to live on, and how much is in your taxable account, well, maybe accessing the funds completely tax-free won't work for you. But you could still use this method to your advantage to access the retirement funds early, without penalty, and at a lower tax rate than you would otherwise. The point is, it's important to understand the U.S. tax system, U.S. retirement accounts, and how to take advantage of a lower income in early retirement. The Roth Conversion and Roth Conversion ladder are powerful tools for early retirees to understand and use to their advantage. This way, they can be tax efficient with their hard-earned savings. All right, that's what I have for you in this video. If you got some value out of it, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel where I talk about saving, investing, and early retirement. Thanks for watching.